All right, party people. Welcome back to the pod, back to Game and Compute. Um, today I wanted to talk a little bit about something I've noticed. I really try hard not to like knock things. Um, I don't want to be like a source of negativity or like just ranting about stuff unless it's like the other things I rant about where I think that, there are certain companies out there that are kind of taking advantage um, of the people who, use their platforms and try to make money on them and stuff. I do see that a lot, that they're, I don't really like to see big brands, huge companies like messing with the little people's money. It's like, you know, it's hard enough to make money online as it is, and then, so I do kind of get that kind of gets under my skin when I see that. Like Google changes to YouTube, and then like changes with Medium, changes with Spotify, like things that I've mentioned before, where people were making money and then overnight almost, like without warning, it seems like things just change all of a sudden and people have to figure it out. So I do get a little upset about that. But, when it comes to people, making courses and all that kind of stuff, what I've been really trying to notice and learn lately is how people get testimonials and reviews. So, a lot of people, who are trying to break into tech, a lot of people, I think kind of miss that little window of all these companies hiring entry level, as in like real entry level, like intern to entry level people that don't have a whole lot of experience or maybe even no experience other than coursework type of projects, and maybe a side project where you're gaining experience, but or maybe volunteer work but no uh, actual work, paid work, but trying to break into tech. So I've definitely noticed, and I'm terrible with the names, but there's this guy Madakor. He teaches the IT course at Course Careers, and he has his own course. Josh, his name is Josh Madakor, and then he compares his course to Google, um, Google's certification for cybersecurity, um, and he also compares that to the Security Plus and his own course. Um, I've seen other people who are instructors, like the guy who's in charge of Course Careers, like he no longer teaches the tech sales course. I think Trent Dressel stepped into that space. There's another guy on YouTube who really pitches the course for Seth Jared for digital marketing. Uh, the guy's name is Shane Hummus, and he does post a lot about work experiences, mostly remote work and hiring processes and things. A little bit of the Shane Hummus content is a little bit on the clickbait end, if I'm honest. It's a little bit clickbaity. Um, but it's not bad. Like, it's still informative and gives you ideas to work with, and you can kind of brainstorm with it. So I'd say there's value there. You just have to go through the comments, read what people say as well, because some people will be like, "Yeah, I can't find a job that is even hiring for less than 7 years of experience," or like there's no jobs listed like that, or like I only see senior level, or like whatever. Like, you don't learn the details sometimes without going through the comments, and so sometimes you have to go through those comments and then you get more and more information. So I've noticed that. I've noticed um, with Course Careers, Rich UX and Rich and Niche, he has his own course. He just ended that course sometime in October 2023. His digital marketing, his own personal digital marketing full stack course. I think he had a 30% off discount or something, and now he's revamping a new course. And he's the instructor at Course Careers as well. He teaches digital marketing. People were saying that that course was pretty general, and that's what I want to mostly talk about. Um, I kind of want to talk in general about these courses that you see online. I'd say tech sales for Course Careers probably has more reviews and more testimonials of people getting work and more content creators who talk about their experiences personally of getting jobs with no experience than almost any other of the tech field jobs that I've come across. And second to that, I would have thought that digital marketing would have had more, because that was the second. I think it was, no, I think they had the sales engineer job posted as well. And I think they have a UX, UI, IT. I don't know exactly how many courses they have listed there now, but I believe there's something that I'm kind of missing here, guys. But yeah, they did have some courses posted. But I think digital marketing was one of the early courses, and then they had a whole bunch of courses come out. And I guess what people are saying about the digital marketing course, I haven't really seen it in the Discord too much. I saw a little bit of somebody saying that they're discontinuing that course August 15th of 2023. The date now is August 24th of 2023, and there's still people saying that they're going to take the exam soon. I've been in the course. I never actually finished the exam, so now I'm like, oh shoot, if they're going to put another exam out, if they're going to revamp the course and then, delete your progress, because I'm like 96% finished. I just have to take the exam basically. So I'm probably going to do that this week, because it looks like everybody else is taking the exam this week. So I'm like, oh shoot, let me get it done. There's someone on YouTube that I've been like waiting to see their progress. And I just recently came across an updated video by her. Her name is Digimarket Girl on YouTube. She kind of talked about her process, and I think as far as she got after getting the certification, she just noticed that there wasn't a lot of good paying jobs. There were jobs for like 13 to 17 an hour. And I've seen other people mention getting jobs at like 60K to 65K starting in an entry level role as their first position. Many people say that it's very competitive, that they've gone through multiple phases of interviews, and some interview processes take up to like 4 interviews for one company. But I've seen a lot of people through Seth Jarrett's course. A lot of them have mentioned doing really, really well. There's really only the one lady that I've seen through Course Careers who did a testimonial, and I think they upgraded her testimonial to say that she makes 70 or 65K a year, because I feel like initially when she first started working, she wasn't making 65K. I think she started at like, I can't remember the number now, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't 65. I'm pretty sure it was lower, and then they upgraded the video. I think she was making like 50 something. I could be wrong on the number, but either way, she's the only one who I've seen videos about through Course Careers. And if you compare that to like all their other programs, you know, especially tech sales or some of the other programs, even people are starting to get work through some of the other certifications. And so I don't really know what to think, because I've seen Rich UX. He seems to, through his own personal full stack course, he seems to have helped people get hired. And then there's this other guy. I don't know how much his course cost. I think it was like a little under, for Rich UX. I think it was a little under $300, and then now it's no longer available. Maybe I don't. I haven't actually fully checked if it's available or not, but it seemed like it wasn't going to be available anymore. Um, per his explanation, and then there's going to be another course coming out that's probably going to cost more, I believe. I believe Seth Jared's course is like $800. This is kind of off topic, but I think the cybersecurity course, everything at Course Careers is about $450 to $500, depending if you get that discount or depending if you're doing a payment plan. Where I think with the payment plan, you're probably paying a little bit more. And then, yeah, like I'm just, I'm trying to, keep my eyes open. I've been kind of like researching, kind of like keeping an eye on a lot of these tech, opportunities for learning and then getting hired. Because it seems like a lot of these certification programs are trying to make it so that the university degree programs are a little bit obsolete. I'm not saying that they are obsolete, but if you think about the amount of debt and the amount of time, I mean, you still have that prestigious connection. You still probably have that, that networking you do while you're in school. So I wouldn't say that school is completely worthless. But if you're just trying to like streamline, it kind of makes more sense to just get a certification within an amount of months versus 4 years and 4 years worth of debt and then still no experience. It's like you can get experience within 1 year as well as finishing a certification. You can do all that in 1 year. But I really just don't know. Like, it's hard to tell with some of these tech programs. The certification for cybersecurity, the one by Josh Madakor, he, I think, did I say this already? That his course is like $300. It seems like you get experience through it. He said if you help 10 people through the Discord, you get like ability for him to write you like a recommendation, and you can put on your resume a certain title for the experience that you have. If you help maybe 20 people, you get a different title that means that you help more people, and he'll sign off on it. He'll recommend you, and so you can kind of leverage experience, like just by having these networking experiences. I was gonna try through Acadium to get this internship to see kind of the experience with that process. 3-month internship, unpaid, 10 hours a week, to see if that leads to job opportunities. They do have a job board there, and they do have a lot of free digital marketing training there. But I don't know what I think about the Course Careers digital marketing class. I would say it's helpful. Like if you don't know anything, you're definitely going to learn. And even if you do know a lot, you'll learn. I just feel like if you don't do your own hands-on projects, like to demonstrate in a portfolio or build your own website and like demonstrate the skills that they're teaching you, it's going to be kind of hard to see if you're actually like learning, or hard to like showcase your skills or express that you like know what you're doing, because just because you took a test doesn't really mean much. I don't think employers really care if you get like a certification and all that. With certain stuff, it's like, can you prove that you know the skills? Can you build on your own? Maybe you're not able to build something perfectly on your own. Like maybe you're not ranking on like, you're not like the second link on Google ranked on the first page or whatever, but it's like if you can drive organic traffic, if you can, run and interpret, set up analytics and interpret analytics and use them to kind of measure what you need to do next, and plan out strategies for how to improve the site, and use best practices for SEO, whether that's for like a podcast or Instagram posts or TikTok or Twitter or blog or whatever it may be, even on LinkedIn, like I think as long as YouTube, TikTok, whatever, you know, maybe I said TikTok twice, but I mean, yeah, just being able to like show that you know how to do something, um, and don't wait on it. Every time you learn something, try to implement it, try to practice it once or twice. Um, don't just like read like, oh, I finished this chapter in the course and then like move on. It's like, okay, I finished the chapter about you know um, copywriting, or I finished a chapter about email marketing, or I finished a chapter about like you know I don't even know, running ads on like Twitter or something like that, ads campaigns, running campaigns and things like that through like Google or Facebook or whatever it may be. um, Learning and then doing it, because then you'll have something to show for it, and like, hey, look, I tried to do all this stuff. I can show that I can do it. Hiring managers, at least from what I've seen in some comments, where hiring managers were commenting on some posts about, how people are supposed to get experience, they do look at side projects, they look at portfolios, they look at volunteer work, they look at internships. All of these are types of experience that shows that you know how to do something, and shows that you went out of your way to do more than just read the course material, or watch some videos or listen to some lectures. So that's kind of how I've been looking at things lately, just trying to like determine how to talk about these courses. If I am going to talk about them, I'm not going to take every single course. I don't want certifications in like every single thing. I do like to focus on one thing, but for content's sake, sometimes I do like to get involved. I kind of opened an account through Coursera for the cybersecurity certification with Google. I have a week free, so I don't know if I'm gonna like finish that. Now, I don't recommend just like starting stuff and not finishing it, but I want to see how far I can get in a week. But I'm also doing other stuff, so I mean, I'll report back about it. But I hope this is helpful. That's mostly what I've gathered as far as what I've learned about, all these, probably some of the most popular courses out there right now. I don't want to tell people what to do. I'm not saying don't get into the digital marketing one. Just I don't really know why people don't seem to be getting hired. There are some people who did get hired though, but their content is kind of like a little hidden on YouTube. Um, so you gotta like search for it. It's not on the Course Careers website. It's like on their own personal websites, and so there are some people that have finished it and have gotten gainful employment near like the 60,000 mark, and they're pretty much all saying the same thing. You gotta showcase your work, um, you know, make case studies, you know, just figure out how to get experience, even if you're getting experience by yourself, because you know it is very competitive, and there's already this other layer of people who just kind of do things for fun, you know. Um, we all pretty much know people who have like YouTube channels and everything, and like they're not trying to make money off of it. They just do it for fun, you know. And so there are plenty of content creators out there that are very skilled at what they do, and they might even be monetized by accident or getting traffic by accident. And there's you know, um, but yeah, um, that's what I would recommend based on what I've researched. I've got to get on with my afternoon, get over to the gym, um, and get back home for some lunch. With that, thank you for listening.